Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a website called myON. It's a great resource to add to any teacher's toolbox. Students can also access this website from home once they have an account. It does require a subscription, so if your district has one, it's definitely a tool that you should be taking advantage of. I'm going to log in as a teacher. So my screen will look a little different than the students. myON is a website where students can interact with text and take book quizzes, benchmark tests, and so on. There is a library of over 8,000 books, fiction and nonfiction. It's just really great, the amount of the variety and amount of options that you have on this site. So as you can see, I'm logged in, and when I log in, this is the screen that I see. On this screen, I can find reports about my students. I can click on my class right here, and if you scroll down, I can see each of my students, how many books they've read, and how many minutes they've spent reading on myON. If I scroll down in the dashboard, you can access different reports, their book quiz activity to see what each student scored on different book quizzes, benchmark results to see where they're at or if they're growing, Lexile progress report, and so much more. There is also this section here where you can create book sets for your students to look at. You can go and put books in your teacher list or make these book sets, and your students can go and see what books you are recommending to them. Also, you can manage it if there are books that aren't suitable for your students, which everything here is on this site is, kid friendly, but you can also make some unavailable. And you can also create reading contests for your class. If you log in as a student, this is more so the page that the students see whenever they log in. The first time they log in, they are prompted to take um, a small quiz to help find what they're interested in. It asks them questions, and then from there, based on what they are most interested in, it recommends books on that topic. They can click here, recommended. I don't have any recommended books. Only students receive recommended books. So they also take a benchmark exam to see what level they're reading at, so that myON can also recommend the correct level of text for that student. As you can see, there are fiction and nonfiction books. I can click that I only want fiction books, only nonfiction, or both. There's also some graphic novels, all kind of categories, even scary and gross. You see here that the books are all broken down into category. If you are teaching about a specific topic, we've been doing famous Americans, and I used a lot of books on famous Americans. If you go to my list, you can see that there are a couple that I saved. But we've been doing a lot on famous Americans, so I'm going to search another famous American. Let's say I'm going to do Martin Luther King. So here are the books that they have on Martin Luther King. If you click on the book, you can, here on the stories tab is a short summary of the book, what it's about. There is a review, what other people think of the book. And the info tab tells you the author and the running time. This book's pretty short. It only runs for 3 minutes and 53 seconds. It gives you the Lexile level and the recommended grade levels. If I wanted to show this book to my class, or if one of my students wanted to read it, all they had to do would click on it. If I wanted to go back to it later, I could always add it to my list. But I'm going to click read now so you can see how these books work. You see some different options down here, a home screen. This is just to get to different parts of the book. full screen. Won't let me do it on this computer, but you can also turn off the sound so that the students could read the book themselves, or they will read the book to them, and highlight the word or the sentence. I'm going to show you more about this tab when the book is being read. Start the book.
Martin Luther King Jr. by Riley Finn.
To turn the page, you can either click the arrow on the side, or you can just hit the arrow on your keyboard.
Meet Martin. Martin Luther King Jr. was a minister and peacemaker. He fought for freedom and equality for everyone. Martin was a leader of the American Civil Rights Movement.
Let's say I didn't know what the word equality meant. If you click down here on the little button with the 3 bars, it gives you a dictionary. So you could just type in any word that you don't know, and it gives you a definition. Off there.
Martin, front right, and his family.
This book has pictures and a timeline. This is just to give you an idea of how these books
Young Martin.
work.
Martin was born in Georgia in 1929.
Pause it. At the end of the book, it won't do it on my login as a teacher, but as a student, if a student logs in whenever they finish a book, most books, not all, have a book quiz. It'll prompt them to rate the book just with stars, give it however many stars they feel it deserves. And then most books pull up a book quiz, just usually a short quiz and questions about the story. The kids really love myON. They love to use it for anything. I mean, there's absolutely everything. If you're teaching money, there's tons of books on money. You can also do an advanced search. You can search by whatever you want. Let's say I wanted to search by grade level. I'm going to go 3 to 5. So now it's pulling up all the books in that range. As you can see, there's social studies books, science books, stories, just really tons and tons of options. And like I said, it really motivates the students. They ask to use it, they ask to get on it, and they do access it at home and during the summer, and their progress follows them throughout their school years. So if you do ever have an opportunity to get a subscription, I highly recommend it. It's a great tool for your classroom or for your students.